Good morning everyone, it's Dr. Joy from Joy Dental Pines, and today's video is about how to choose a dentist. What to look for, kind of, at least how I would do it, and how I do it, with other healthcare providers as well, okay? So, the first thing I do is, I look for what's convenient, honestly, so somebody that's nearby. I do look for people who are inside my insurance network, so someone who's close by and takes my insurance. And then once I go on the insurance website and I see who my options are, like accept my insurance, who's close by, I do look at their online reviews. And when I first make a call, I like to look for customer service. I want to see if the person who answers the phone seems nice. It's not a deal breaker if someone's in a rush or isn't particularly nice to me. That won't be like, oh, okay, I can't go there. But it is something that I kind of appreciate. And then once I'm in the office and I look around, I like to see that the facility is clean. So I like a nice clean facility. And maybe I should back up. Even before then, once I get that list from my insurance, I check out the online reviews. I want to see what people say. I want to see what the internet says. And again, someone who doesn't have a good online presence or good reviews, to me, it's not a deal breaker. If it's convenient and they accept my insurance, I might still call someone who has like a 3 out of 5 star. For my wife, that probably wouldn't fly. But for me, I don't value the online reviews maybe as much as some people do. But anyway, once I'm in the office, everything, I want to make sure it looks clean. I want to see, how much of the office is modernized. Are they still using paper charts? Are there imaging devices? Are they digital? Those are some things that I pay attention to, maybe because I have my own office and things are digital, so I kind of expect that of others. But other than that, it's really about trust. When I actually get to the doctor, to the dentist, or the healthcare provider, whoever it is, I want to see if I can establish an element of trust. Does this person sound like they have my best interests in mind when they speak? Do they speak to my issues and to what's important to me? Are their recommendations aimed at solving the problems that I came in for, or things that they found when they completed their diagnosis and exam? And as long as that element of trust is there, I will tend to stick with that same healthcare provider. And that's my advice. When it comes to my health, I don't worry too much about the price. Now, I'm in a situation personally that I can do that, so I understand that fees and price, they're relevant. And they fit into the equation, no question. For me, I don't go cheap when it comes to my health. I like a good deal as much as anyone. I do. But for my healthcare, I find it less relevant. So I don't usually consider the fee too much as a factor. More relevant to me is whether or not I trust the doctor and the staff to take good care of me. And once I find that level of trust, I'm very loyal to my healthcare provider. I will go to the same person. Even my pediatrician for my kids, I moved like 30 minutes away from my pediatrician. I really did try to find another pediatrician because, again, my first thing was convenience. I wanted to be nearby. And I really didn't find a doctor. I saw some great doctors. My wife and I went to maybe 2 or 3 different doctors, pediatricians that were closer by. But I just didn't establish that same level of trust that I already had with the pediatrician. So now we just travel 30, 45 minutes, 2 or 3 times a year to go see the pediatrician for the kids. And it's like, it's worth it. That level of trust is really what I would say is the defining element of whether or not a good doctor-patient relationship has been established, and whether or not you've found the right facility and the right doctor. Okay, so that's my advice. At the end of the day, once you've narrowed down your doctors by who accepts your insurance, who's well rated on the internet, who's close by, look for that feeling of trust, and you'll know it when you feel it. Okay, it'll be in the decor of the office. It'll be in how the staff treat you and how the doctor treats the staff. You'll get a sense of whether or not the doctor who's taking care of you is connected and is trustworthy, and everything else to me matters a little bit less, even if maybe the technology is not all there. Maybe there's a couple of disgruntled patients and left them bad reviews or heard bad reviews, or maybe they just don't have very many reviews at all because they don't pay attention to their online presence. All of that is secondary to the element of trust, and that's going to be, I guess, where I end my video. Okay, so when you're picking your healthcare provider, above all else, look for trust. And everything else, to me comes secondary. I really like the concept of evidence-based decision making. So, doctors who are really in tune with the research and make decisions and with much difference to what large-scale studies and what the evidence suggests, and maybe even more than experience. So if it's a young doctor, if you trust the young doctor and they're in tune with the evidence, or maybe not, or maybe they're very experienced, or they're old experience and they don't really care what the evidence says because they know what they've seen with their own eyes. Whoever it is, if you trust that person, that's who I would go with, to be honest. Okay, hope you enjoyed my video on how to choose a dentist and a healthcare provider, and it's good to be back. Talk to you later.